I got you people. Shit, man. I know things are getting too high. And I'll be telling people, man, that, this country is not the same as before. And it's never going to be the same. That back in the days, the government did things and worked for the people. Now the government doesn't work for the people. The government works for itself, its lobbyists, its politicians. And that's how they work now. The citizens of the country are last in the list. They don't have no say. I mean, they could vote, but nothing is gonna happen. All these promises, you should know already. All these promises for generation, it didn't change a thing. That was happening good through the 60s, 70s, and 80s, and after that, the way government thinks and the people think to provide for his country and his people, his citizens, is not the same. And you could see it that they don't care. That every time something happens, the price shouldn't never go up. It should have stayed stable. What did they bring the price up? Because that's the most time they can make money. And everything is I always say, this is a capitalist country, and they don't care what happens, who dies, and who lives. Thing is that it's got to generate money. If it doesn't generate money, it doesn't. It's not good to invest in anything that doesn't make profit, no matter who's living and who's dying or who's being born, right? That's why most of our citizens are like walking dead, right? They're walking dead because they keep them alive on these medications and then slow them down so they can come back to they could juice out the insurance, your payment, your co-payments, and they keep you living so you could just keep on giving to the system. I don't know who keeps the money, the government, whatever, because definitely doesn't goes back to the people, That's how I see it, and that's how everybody should see it. I've been telling you that the country's not the same anymore. The government doesn't work for the people no more. Back in the day, it was for the people, by the people, to the people. Now it's not like that. Everything is for the government, by the government, to the government. Everything the government profits and whatever is left, you might get it in your state or in your part of your community. But other than that, you're not going to get nothing. You're going to be struggling. You're going to be working to the day you die, and your grandkids are going to see the same thing. They're going to be working to the day they die, and they're probably not going to enjoy the blood, sweat, and tears, like I say, and the fruit of their labor from their 9 to 5. They're never going to enjoy your retirement. How are you going to enjoy retirement when you're 65? At that time, that's your limit. I think people should have been retired at the age of 50. At least you got 10 to 20 years to enjoy your money, So you could have time before all these symptoms that you get when you start reaching old age, like bad back, loss of vision, hearing, your memory's not the same. Like I got a messed up memory. I can't remember anything. Like in the present, you told me your name right now, I'll probably forget in a few seconds. I'm gonna ask you again. Hey, you probably think that I'm acting like an idiot, but no, is that my mind is not the same anymore. And I'll be telling my provider that, right, my doctor, that I'm not the same anymore. I don't want to hear any information. Just send it. If I get it, I get it. If I don't want to be forced that I got to remember so much things anymore. Not the same. Nobody's is the same. As you get older, you don't have that point, like they say. You're not on point on things. You don't recognize things the same. You're not aware of things like you used to. You get things in a second, split second. No, you had like a delayed thinking, and that's what happens. And that's how I get now. And it's hard for me to communicate with people sometimes because when I'm talking, I forget and I start saying other different things. What I'm supposed to say is, I already forgot. I'm just telling you, see what I mean? I just forgot what I was about to say, yo. That's what I'm talking about, man. You gotta enjoy yourself. You can't pressure your mind to remember all these things in life. It's too complicated now. It's not the same. Back in the days, people used to remember everything on their mind, and write it down in a book, and then you memorize it. But not, since everything is technology on the phone, You don't have to keep none of that in your mind. You just look it up on your phone, or do some research and you find it. But that's why people are getting lazy and things. People don't condition their mind to think like they back in the days, man. Everybody used to go to the library, search books and things like that, encyclopedias and things like that. People don't even know what's a dictionary. I think you tell them what's a dictionary, people don't even know what is that anymore. What's an encyclopedia? They don't know that because nobody never seen that. Certain things that we grew up that we know that was there. Other people, you tell them, they don't know. Some kids don't even know what tools are. They know what a tool, but what these tools do. A lot of things. They probably never heard about what's that book with the cat in the hat. They don't know about them books. They probably will never find them books again. You don't find nothing that we had back in the 60s to the 80s, like again in this time and age, because everything is either, if you don't know how to look for it, how to find it, you're not going to find it. And things like that. So, and I would say, people, you can't count on the government. The government is not there to provide you with what you need. You got to find those things out yourself. Imagine that the government's telling everybody what to do and how to find it. They won't have no work. Because they're going to be pressure on giving you everything. And what's the use of having a government that is not there to work and get paid for, because they're already doing something for you. And you won't need them no more once you have everything. That's why the system keeps the people dumb. I always say the government love people that are illiterate. See, I think I was like that one time. Everybody's like that sometimes. I don't mean that you can't do it. You understand the word illiterate, right? Between illiterate and literate, it's two different words. So I'm sure you understand what I'm trying to say. Oh man, it's just not. I don't like to. I never try to joke on people, but I think that's how government see its citizens, man, like idiots and dummies and things like that. They just take advantage, and they keep you working and shit like that. And people don't understand that this time and age, man, you gotta find the way around of that, of you struggling for a system that's not gonna give you nothing back. Not those 401k, not retirement plans. That thing is not gonna work. You're gonna be too old to try to enjoy that. You won't. That money is gonna go back on medical bills. You're not gonna enjoy that. You're not gonna enjoy your fruit of your labor. You have to start doing that now while you can. When you got free time, just enjoy yourself and go out. No matter what, bills will always come there. I don't care how much bills you pay. A bill's gonna come the next month, the next week, or whatever. You're never gonna finish paying bills. You get used to paying bills, and that's it. You can't complain because those bills are gonna be coming anyway. The more you think about it, the more stress you get, and the more anxiety you're gonna get, and you're gonna turn yourself crazy. Now, when a bill comes, I pay it, and I just want to get rid of it, and I don't care. Get rid of that first, and you'll be all right, and do other things. You gotta learn a trade also. I always talk about it in my videos. You gotta learn a trade. You can't count on these employees. You can't count on the government. You got to be ready to survive on your own. Where there's nothing out there, your trade is what's going to save you, make extra income. Don't never be humble or satisfied with your job. Always, if you got an opportunity to make extra money, invest it, and do something. Double that money, make that money grow. That's one thing when I was small. I always kept money, and I always try to grow that money, and I still do things like that, but don't tell nobody though. You gotta have humor though. But you see, I don't spend my, when you was young, you spent all your money on stupid stuff, man. I remember I used to come with bags of clowns, buy me 2 sneakers a month. I was crazy, buying that. But when you're young, you do all those things. You go out with your friends and all that, things like that. But now when you're older, you don't into that no more. You just dress like ever, like me. I don't mind how I dress, because when you got confidence, you could tell on a person's face that your life is doing much better than the average person. Because when people are not doing well, they see them like a serious, fair, fat, a thoughtful face. Me, I always got a glow. Either I'm smiling or I'm thinking, because I'm always planning and things like that. I'm always storm thinking and things like that. Oh, I got a plan, whatever. I call my brother. I like to share information. He's the only one I talk to right now. My other brother, he's like a ghost. He disappears and things like that. And then, you see him somewhere and things like that. But you know, I always keep in communication with my brothers and sisters like that, but we don't bother each other because we like that. We like to do our own business. Like, as long as there's nothing serious, we don't call each other. But anyway, people, with that, man, I'm just trying to give you this message that don't stress yourself out in life, man. Live your life calmly and peaceful. If you got a problem, take care of it. Don't fight it, because you're not going to get nothing like that. You're not going to get nothing solved. Find a solution and speak to people that can guide you to the right direction and fix that problem, and just keep on moving, because there's always going to be barriers and obstacles trying to stop you from trying for you to accomplish something, people. And with that, I let you go and you think about that.